Good evening. Welcome to today's episode of Wednesdays with Pastor K. Thank you for tuning in. What a joy it is to be your host once more. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Please let me know in the comments if you can see me clearly and if you can hear me. I'll appreciate that so that we know that everything is sorted on your end, and I'm looking forward to having a good time with you. And please remember to do the following for me: share the feed, like the feed. Those of you who are watching on YouTube, please do me a favor, subscribe to my channel so that every time I go live, you are able to get the heads up. And also continue to comment throughout the session as I continue to engage with you. And let's get our world into this room. If you're watching on Facebook, tag a friend, and also remember to share the feed as well. And welcome to everyone who's watching me on YouTube, and also welcome to everyone watching here on Facebook. I'm excited to be your host tonight, and I believe that you and I are going to have an awesome time. I'm just going to quickly check who's watching, but let's quickly check what we did last week. Last week we took some time to talk about an interesting topic, and titled "Key Lessons that will give your life an upgrade." Key lessons that will give your life an upgrade. Awesome, awesome. Welcome, Dumza. Dumza is watching. Tumelompo is watching on YouTube. Let me know if you can see me, and if you can also hear me, Tumelo. Awesome. Welcome, 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 welcome. So I'm just going to quickly do a quick recap on what we shared last week. Like I said just now, that I shared on the key lessons that will give your life an upgrade. And number one was discovering your potential. That is very important, that you discover your potential. Each and every one of us, we carry some form of potential that will take us to greater heights, that will impact the world. And you must discover that, because once you discover that, you have discovered who you are. You have found your real self and your real impact. And also, number two, I said that you need to transition from a passive to a powerful mindset. From a passive to a powerful mindset. Awesome, awesome. Thank you so much, Dumelo. You need to transition from a passive to a powerful mindset, meaning that we have to view failures as opportunities for growth. We must have a different mindset if we're going to have impact in this life. And number three, I said we've got to develop our self-belief. We've got to develop our self-belief. At times, it doesn't help if people believe in us, but we don't believe in ourselves. We've got to develop self-belief. If you believe in God and you believe in yourself, you believe in the person that God says you are, you believe in who God says you are, I'm telling you, you will do super exploits, you will impact this world, and you will leave a legacy. And number four, I said you've got to identify your strengths. You've got to identify your strengths. Number five, I said you must commit to making continuous progress. You must commit to making continuous progress. And number six, I said you must set clear goals. You must set clear goals. If you want to give your life an upgrade, you must set clear goals. And number seven was establishing daily habits. We've got to establish daily habits if we're going to be a person of impact. We're going to be a people of impact. We must establish daily habits. And number eight, push. We've got to push through adversity. You must push through adversity. And number nine, we said you've got to be disciplined. You must be disciplined. And the last one was number 10, which was surrounding yourself with high achievers. You've got to surround yourself with high achievers. If you're going to be a person of impact, you must surround yourself with high achievers. These people will propel you into a level where you will want to do more and you want to do best in this life. You must surround yourself with people that will intimidate you, people that will push you to move out of your comfort zone. You must surround yourself with high achievers. That will rub off on you, and you will do greater things as well. So it's very key that you adhere to what I'm teaching you tonight, that you have to surround yourself with high achievers. Awesome. And I see Siamo Khwadi is also watching on YouTube. Welcome, son. Good to see you. And we also welcomed Dumelompo watching on YouTube. Welcome, son. And let's see who's on. I can't see. Last week I could not see people watching on YouTube. Today I don't see people watching on Facebook. Technology is just something else. But I see on this one, there's their Facebook is showing now. I can see my daughter Mkhayechi Mnyepa is watching on Facebook. Welcome, daughter. Good to see you. And we've got let's see again. I see my wife is also watching on Facebook. Welcome to my beautiful wife. And who else is here? I saw Patichezo also on Facebook. Welcome, son. Good to see you. So yeah, welcome, family. I'm excited to be your host today. I'm just going to quickly give you 11 nuggets that will take you to your next level. And I don't plan on keeping you for long, but whatever the Spirit of God wants to do tonight, I will allow him to flow as he wants, but I'm not planning to keep you long. It's been a long day on my side, and it's a bit cold, but yeah, let's get on to it. So today I want to talk to you about 11 nuggets that will take you to your next level. I want to share with you 11 nuggets that will take you to your next level. Number one, if you want to be the best version of yourself, you will have to say goodbye to many people. If you want to be the best version of yourself, you will have to say goodbye to a lot of people. I'm sure you've heard people say that it's lonely up there. Where people have made it, it's very lonely up there, and it's crowded down here. Meaning that if you're going to do well in life, there are certain goodbyes you're going to have to make. We never rise with a crowd. It is impossible. It never happens that way. And the same way when God calls you, he calls you by yourself. He doesn't call you with a crowd. He will call you to a crowd, but he doesn't call you with a crowd. So you must understand that in order for you to make progress in life, to have impact in life, you're going to have to say a lot of goodbyes. There are many people you have to say goodbye to. Before God called me, or before I discovered the call of God over my life, I was a friend to many people. I was a friend to too many people. But when the call of God came, it was like God was pulling me out of crowds. I used to have a lot of friends. I used to hook up with many people. I used to be everywhere. But when it was time for God to lift me up, when it was time for God to call me onto a higher purpose, he had to pull me up, and I had to say a lot of goodbyes. If you're going to be moving powerfully with God, you're gonna have to say a lot of goodbyes. So if you want to be the best version of yourself, you must say a lot of goodbyes. You will say a lot of goodbyes to some of the family members. You will say a lot of goodbyes to your friends, certain friends. You will say a lot of goodbyes to a lot of acquaintances, because rising will have to do with you letting go of certain atmospheres, letting go of certain environments, because certain environments are not good for us to rise. And therefore, if you want to rise in life, you're going to have to say a lot of goodbyes. Welcome, Tsepang. Tsepang is watching on YouTube. Welcome, son. Good to see you. So, if you want to connect at a higher level, you must be willing to disconnect where you are. If you want to connect at a higher level, you must be willing to disconnect from where you are. So, if you are where you are, there is no momentum, then you must know you've got to disconnect with whomever you're connected with right there, because you're not making progress. At times, we stay too long where there's no growth potential. Don't stay too long where there is no growth potential. You must always surround yourself with people that push you to the next level. You must always surround yourself with people that will propel you to the next level. Never stay too long where there is no growth potential. Never stay too long. You must stay where you can grow. Otherwise, you will never make progress. And secondly, number two, you are what you do, not what you want to do. You are what you do, not what you want to do. Many of us have got too many dreams. We've got too many dreams, and we keep telling people, next year, I want to buy a house. Next year, I want to buy a car. Next year, I want to enroll for college, or probably maybe what's the word I'm looking for? I want to extend my studies. I want to further my studies rather, but you keep saying, I want to, I want to, I want to, I want to, I want to. What you do and what you want to do are two different things. You are not what you want to do. You are what you do. So you must start doing and stop talking. Many of us, we talk a lot, and we are quick to say, this is what I plan on doing. This is what I plan on doing. This is what I want to do, and all those things. But what you want to do and what you do are two different things. You are not what you want to do. You are what you do. So start doing and stop talking. We never make progress because we keep on mentioning what we want to do, but we never move and start making things happen. If you don't seize the moment to go after opportunities, you will miss all of them. You will miss all of them. Just because you plan on trying to do something, but just because you don't do it, then there's a chance that you will miss many opportunities. You will miss the opportunities that are before you for the mere fact that you've got that desire to do greater, for the mere fact that you are thinking of higher levels. It shows that you are created for bigger things, but nothing will happen until you move. Nothing will happen until you move. Nothing will happen until you move. Yeah, let's welcome Khomotso Mnyai. My daughter is watching. She's watching on YouTube. Welcome, Khomotso. Good to see you. And we have my daughter, Hlonima daughter, watching on Facebook. Welcome, daughter. Good to see you. And we've got also my dear friend Lerato Matebese watching on Facebook. Welcome, Jesus man. Good to see you, man. Good to see you. You know what, man? We keep on, forgetting about, or we keep on neglecting our meeting. We have to hook up. We have to hook up soon, my brother. We have to do that coffee. Time is leaving us behind. We have to catch up and sit. He says, good evening, family. To elevate and be airborne, you have to leave the ground and comfort zone in order to reach God's purpose for your life. I fully agree. You've put it nicely, my brother. So we've got to eventually move and start making things happen, because at times we've got this thing of speaking in the open and saying whatever it is that we want to achieve, but we never get to move. We never get to step up. And listen, if we don't move, windows will eventually close, because opportunities are not there forever. They will never remain there for you forever. So you've got to move before windows eventually close. And take a step now before it's too late. You've got to take a step now before it's too late. Because many people continue to share their dreams, what they want to do for a very long time. And they keep on saying, I want to do this, I want to do that, I want to do this. Before they know it, time is gone. Time has passed them by because they never acted. They kept on sharing their desires, sharing what they wanted to do, but they never got to really move. You are not what you want to do. You are what you do. Number 3, if you want your absence to be felt, build value. If you want your absence to be felt, build value. If you want people to miss you when you're not there, be a person of value. Be a person that adds value into other people's lives because you have built value. Be a person that has impact. Be a person that cannot be ignored. If you want your absence to be felt, build value. There are people, whether they are there or not, their absence will not be felt. Their absence is never felt. Why? Because even when they are there, they don't add value. So you must work so hard and work on yourself so hard that you build so much value that when you are not there, your absence is felt. We must work very hard. Work so hard that it becomes hard to replace you. Work so hard that it becomes hard to replace you. Obviously, no one is irreplaceable, but our contribution can be felt. If our contribution stops, you must be a person of value in such a way that when it stops, it is felt. It is felt. You must be that kind of a person that when you're not there, people are asking themselves, how are we going to do this? How are we going to do this? Because a person that mastered this is no longer here or did not make it today. So you must be so self-investing in such a way that people will recognize when you're not there, and that people will always come looking for you. I mean, when people spoke about Jesus, they said, all men are looking for you. All men are seeking for you. He was a man of value. He was a man of powerful man. So be that kind of, yes. But Jesus says, be someone who you're when you work on yourself. Is that you work on yourself. All right. I'm not sure where your question is directed at. I'm not sure. I'm trying to because you're saying how do you do that? I'm not sure if maybe you're referring to the point number 3 that I've just mentioned now, to say that if you want your absence to be felt, you must build value. Let me know in the comments if that's what you meant. I see my stream is starting to go blur on Facebook. Let's see. Okay, it's getting better now. Yes. Please clarify on the question you're asking, Mkhayechi. I wanted to know what do you mean by how do you do that? Then I'll take it from there. So yeah, I see Bongisiwe is also watching. Bongisiwe, my daughter, is watching on YouTube. Welcome, daughter. Good to see you. And yeah, and number 4, 1 minute of anger and lust and greed can ruin a decade of your hard work. 1 minute of anger, lust, and greed can ruin a decade of your hard work. All those three things, the trio, anger, lust, and greed, those things can ruin your life. They can ruin your life. If you don't manage the three, they can ruin your life. 1 minute of anger, of lust, and of greed can ruin a decade of your hard work. Imagine having worked so hard for so many years. Then all your efforts are messed up by anger. There are many people who were destroyed by anger. Awesome. Thank you, my daughter. I will come back to you on that one. So you would realize that there are a number of people who have done very well for their lives, but they could not manage their anger, and their anger destroyed all their work, the work that they've put in for so many years. Their anger destroyed that. You see, when we are angry, at times we tend to act out of character. Welcome, Theo. Welcome, Theo. Good to see you, man. So if anger is not managed, it can destroy us. It can destroy us. And 1 minute of lust, 1 minute of lust can destroy or ruin a decade of your hard work. Anger, lust, and greed can destroy what you took a long time to build, and it can destroy that in a minute. In a minute. Imagine, obviously, when we talk about lust, we are talking about not being able to control your flesh, being with someone you're not supposed to be with, and you're caught, and you're a person who has amassed in terms of influence. You're a person who has worked very hard in building your influence. 1 minute of lust can destroy everything you built. And that is why I always say to men, if you can conquer the 3 P's, power, pride, and petticoats, if you can conquer those, I'm telling you, you are the best man alive. You are the most powerful man alive, because there is nothing that can bring you down. If you cannot manage these 3 guys, these guys will destroy your reputation. They will destroy what you have built or what you have spent years building. These guys can destroy what you took a long time to build, and they can destroy that in a minute. For instance, when we are talking about anger, we can refer to things like road rage. Imagine how many, or let's think of how many people have been shot because of fighting people on the road. It was just the road rage, or somebody just, almost cut you short, and you made it a big issue. You made it a big issue, and you stopped. You got out of the car. You wanted to go and punch that guy, and unfortunately, that guy came out with a gun, and that guy shot at you. He was self-defending himself, and he killed you, and you lost your life simply because you could not control your anger. I see it all the time on the road, and sometimes you just have to be a bigger man. You just have to be a bigger man and drive off. There are people who drive like maniacs on the road, and at times you must not entertain them. As long as you did not get yourself hurt, as long as you are not involved in an accident, just continue driving. Just continue driving. At times I would just look at a person and just, go like that, and then just continue with my journey. Some things are not worth it. They are not worth it. They are not worth it. So don't waste your time trying to entertain what can get you killed, or something that can get you hurt, because you never know. You never know who's in that car. You never know. At times, you're acting out of anger. You're acting out of character, not knowing how it's gonna end. And at times, what will help you is just to count your losses and move on. You did not get hurt, and there was no accident. So proceed and continue. Yeah. Awesome, awesome. I see also Theo Dlamini is watching on YouTube. Welcome, son. Good to see you. And my daughter, Dino Khwadi, is watching on YouTube. Welcome, daughter. Good to see you. So, yeah, my daughter, Mkhaich, was asking, okay, how do you, I suppose you were saying, how do you add value? Now, you add value by investing in your craft. So you add value by reading a lot of books, understanding your industry or whatever it is that you belong to, the field that you belong to. You must add value. You must add value, meaning that you must move beyond average. You must move beyond average. Don't be like everyone in your field. Try and get more knowledge concerning what you do. Get more knowledge. Invest in research. Invest in reading. And if you are a business person, invest in product knowledge. That's how you build value. That's how you build value. By reading, by getting more knowledge. Becoming more knowledgeable makes you different, makes you a distinguished somebody. It makes you somebody who's wise. People will desire more to listen to you, because every time they listen to you, they learn something new, and they learn also how to navigate through their life challenges because of the wealth of knowledge that you carry. So when you build value, is to invest in yourself. I think I taught the House of Prayer. I think we had a session. I'm trying to figure out what was the name of the session, but I did it privately, and I think it was investing in yourself. And I shared most of those nuggets there on how to build value and how to invest in yourself. So that's what I actually meant, Mkhayechi. By building value is learning more about your craft. Yeah, I think I've put it nicely now. Learning more about your craft. If you are a person, you're a business person, learn more about your product knowledge. And obviously, for those of you who are doing a service offering, learn more about what you have to offer. You must be the best in the game. You must be the best in the game. You realize that not all musicians are out there. There are people who have spent a lot of time in making sure that they become the best in the game. And those are people who have built value. So in everything that you do, make sure that you invest time, you invest in seeking knowledge and getting more knowledge. Invest in equipping yourself. You must equip yourself. Yeah. Even with the believers, Jesus says, study to show yourself approved. Actually, it's Paul admonishing Timothy. He says to him, study to show yourself approved, a workman that is worthy, rightly dividing the word of truth. So you must study to show yourself approved. So there are people who speak at a very higher level because of their level of seeking for knowledge, and their level of research, their level of discovering more knowledge. And that's what we need. That's what I mean by building value. Build value and package your value. Package your value. That's very important, and you must invest a lot in that. I hope I've answered you, Mkhayechi. Awesome. Welcome, Princess. Princess is watching from KZN. Welcome. Good to see you. She's watching on Facebook. Number 5, sign that you are getting closer to your breakthrough. Things get more tougher. A sign that you are getting closer to your breakthrough. Things get even more tougher. Every time we are getting closer to our breakthrough, to what we have been praying for, to what we have been trusting God for, things will get a lot harder, because there's a saying that goes, there's always light at the end of the tunnel. There's always light at the end of the tunnel. So things will get tougher as you get closer to your breakthrough. Things will get tougher as you get closer to realizing your dreams. And it will look like probably maybe God has not been hearing your prayers. It will look like you have not been winning. It will look like it will never happen for you. And things will be so tight in such a way that you would even lose hope. I remember years ago when I went through my process, the process of formation, when God was forming the person, or forming me into the person I am today. I remember that things got harder and harder and harder, and I stayed 7 years in the wilderness. It was never easy. It was tough. It was tough. And you must remember, at that time, when God takes you through a process, friends will leave you. People who were very close to you will leave you. Everyone that used to be around you will leave you. And whatever used to work in your life will stop working. I've been in those seasons. I know exactly what I'm talking about. I know what it's like to lose money. I know what it's like to lose friends. I know what it's like to lose cars, to lose houses, to lose everything. I know what it's like. And it's like the more you pray, the deeper you go into that. The more you pray, the deeper you get into more problems and more troubles. You are in debt, and things just continue to break. Whatever that can break breaks. Look, it does not mean that God has left you, but God is training you. He's training you for the next level. God can never take us to higher dimensions if He will not first build our character. You need capacity to rise. You need capacity. And rising without having built capacity will be suicide. It will be killing yourself. So God does not operate that way. God prepares us for our promotion. If God is going to lift you up, He will prepare you, and he will take you through the fire. He says, when you go through the fire, I will go in with you. When you go through the waters, I will go in with you. So you can understand, waters have great potential of drowning us, but God says He will go in with you. Part of the reason why I did not drown in those waters was because God went in with me. Part of the reason why the fire did not scorch me, I'm still standing even today, was because God went in with me. He promised in His scripture. He said, when you go through, I will go in with you. So when you're about to reach your breakthrough, things will get the toughest. They will get the toughest. It will be like God is not with you. I remember, that's what I was getting at actually. I remember, just as I was getting ready to break through, at that time I didn't know that I was closer to my breakthrough. But there was this particular day where I felt so overwhelmed. I felt so overwhelmed, and it felt like just everything is just going wrong. I've been praying, I've been going to church, hearing the word of God, I've been reading the word of God, I've been, trying unto God. And I remember that particular day was like, sure, the worst day of my life. I remember I had also misplaced my phone in the house, and I was just so frustrated. feeling that everything is just going wrong. And I remember crying on my pillow at night, in my bed, saying to my wife, I don't really know what else I must do now. I feel I've done all I can or all I could do, but I don't know what to do anymore. And that very moment was when God began to use my wife. And God used my wife to minister to me. And my wife began ministering to me. She began, reminding me of who I am. She began to tell me, to say this to me, that you're the greatest coach I've ever met. You're the greatest motivational speaker. You are a greatest encourager. You are dexterous when it comes to exhortation and all that. And she kept on, it was like she was just rolling like this, ministering to me. And only today I could say that the Spirit of God, grabbed her tongue and began to minister to me, because God felt that I was just on the brink, of throwing the towel. But little did I know that I was almost at my breakthrough. And I just said to my wife, the following day, Archbishop Zondo is baptizing. There's a baptism service at Rivers of Living Waters in Everton. I said, I'm going to go there. I don't know what to do anymore. Let me just go there, get baptized. Maybe my heavens will open up the same way Jesus' heavens opened up. And guess what? They really opened up. They really opened up. So I went there, and as we were, because there were many of us there, I remember I was being baptized the same day with Zaza, the gospel artist. She was also there as well with her husband, and we all got baptized the same day. But I remember when we were still in the queue on our way to get dipped into the pool, and on the queue there, I remember we had a few guys, and we were just chatting while standing in the queue. And I remember I was just encouraging other guys, unpreparedly so. But I was just encouraging these guys, just sharing, somebody was just sharing their problems, and I was just encouraging them. And before I could notice that I was already, in that mode of encouraging other people, one of the guys there said, you know what? Even if I can leave now and not go into the water to be baptized, he says, I have received what I wanted. He says to me, standing with you has really healed me. Imagine, I'm going through my worst, but God is using me to minister to other people. That's how God operates. In your seasons of feeling down, God always has somebody who will speak and minister to your heart. Meaning that it's not the will of God that you will take your life. It's not the will of God that you will give up. Understand this. If things are too tough right now in your life, just know you are just about to break through. It was just after that things began to open in my life. Just at the brink of me letting go. But and imagine, after having stayed in faith for such a long time, just where I was just about to give up, it was when light was coming. So I'm ministering to somebody tonight who feels that this is too much for me. Listen to me tonight when I say, don't do something that you will regret later. Don't give up. Don't kill yourself. Remain in faith. God knows what He's doing. God knows what He's doing. You're about to break through, and your breakthrough will never be compared to what you have been through. It will never be compared to what you have been through. Yeah. Yes, yeah. My wife says the higher you go, the colder it becomes. I like that. Powerful. And yes, Tony. And Tumelo says, Ecclesiastes 9 and 18, wisdom is better than weapons of war. Yeah, we should think before we react. Absolutely. Yes, 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 Mkhayechi. In all the trials, you need resilience and perseverance. That's true. That's true. Let's see what Tumza says here. Tumza says, that's true, Dad. We should consider to build with God because without him, it's pointless. Every great man went through the storms of life, and God empower us in times of trouble. That's how it works. That's how it works. Every great man, every great man. People want to know people's wins, but they don't want to know their go-throughs. You know, every great person had to go through so much in their lives, and that is why today we have to respect people who walk in power, because it did not come cheap. It did not come easy. Every time you see somebody walking in power, every time you see somebody very powerful, just know there was a sacrifice they had to pay. There was a sacrifice they had to make. Yeah. God bless you, son. Tsepan says, thank you for sharing your powerful testimony, Dad. Yes, yes. Thank you, Dad, for that. I needed to hear you say that. I was beginning to lose faith. Yeah, we all get there. Trust me, we all get there. We all get there. At that time, I did not even know Siamo, that I was a man of God. You know, I was already in my doing my coaching business. You know, not knowing that those were the facets of what God is going to get to accomplish through my life. You know, I didn't know at that time, and little did I know that God was preparing me to become a minister of the gospel. So I'll check. I'm displaying Radile's comment here. Let's see. Okay. So yes, we were at on number 5. So number 6. Any lesson you refuse to learn will repeat itself until you do. Any lesson you refuse to learn will repeat itself until you do. If you don't want to change, I'm telling you, the consequences will continue to repeat themselves. They will continue to repeat themselves. We must be at a level where we get to learn, okay, something did not work. Something did not work out. And every time you do this particular thing, you get your fingers bent. Listen, you will never stop going through the consequences until you stop repeating the very same mistakes. I believe I'm making sense. Any lesson you refuse to learn will repeat itself until you do. Will repeat itself until you do. If you are a lady, you are a woman, and you continue giving men babies without them marrying you, the same results will continue to happen, meaning that they will all give you children and move on. They will all give you children and move on. You don't want to be that person. You don't want to be a person with 5 children and no fathers present. You don't want to be that person. So I'll repeat this again. Any lesson you refuse to learn will repeat itself until you start learning. if we don't learn, we don't move forward. We don't move forward. If you keep getting into debt, you will always be blacklisted. So the thing is that everything that happens to us, it's a lesson into our lives. It's a lesson in our lives. Everything negative and everything bad that happens in our lives, you must understand, God allows those things to happen so that we learn from them. Don't be repeating the same mistakes and expecting the different results. Don't be. That's madness. That's insanity. You can't be repeating the same mistakes and expecting different results. So any lesson you refuse to learn will continue to repeat itself. Will continue to repeat itself. So if you are a man and all you do is just go out with friends all the time, go out with friends, and you come back in the morning and you're drunk all the time. You've been doing this over for many years, and now two of your wives have left you. One left you and you got another one, and you still continue to do the very same thing, and another one left you and you've got the third one now, and you continue to do the very same mistakes. That one will also leave you, because if you are not learning a lesson, it will continue to repeat itself. Everything happens for our learning. We must learn and change, move on. You can't be known for one mistake for the rest of your life. You can't be. You must learn from your mistakes and move on. Yeah. Yes. My daughter Shoni says, thank you, Dad. I needed to hear these things. They were hard for me, it was hard for me, and I was starting to give up. Yeah. Look, people of God, we all get there. We all get there. And this is what I always ask myself. Imagine if I had given up. Imagine if I had given up. My life would have ended when everyone spoke about me and said, Uneuwile, and said, he has fallen from grace. I would have remained there. That is why in times of trouble, in times of difficulties, don't entertain too many voices. Don't entertain what people say about you. People are people, and people will always talk. Trust me, people will always talk. People will talk like they're being paid to talk about you. But don't entertain them. Don't entertain them. Continue pressing on. Continue pulling through, because even though they will talk, they cannot stop you. So be determined to make it out there. Be determined to work hard in life, because people will always talk. We all get there. But I'm glad and I'm super grateful to God that I never gave up. And today I look back, I'm grateful for everything I had to go through, because I am the sum total of everything I had to go through. Without what I had to go through, I'm not the person I am today. I'm not where I am today. But because of what I went through, I am the person I am today. Yeah. Yes, Khoaripe says number 5 is powerful. Yes. Number 5 is powerful. Learn from your mistakes. Lessons are tests, and if you fail, you will have to repeat the grade. Absolutely. That's number 6, actually, Khoaripe. And yes, this leads to stagnation and delay. The sooner you learn and pass a test, the better. Yes. Tsepan says pain stops when the lesson is learned. Absolutely. Otherwise, it will never stop. You are crying, this person dumped you. You are repeating the same mistakes. Another one has come, it's going to dump you as well. You are repeating the same mistakes. Another one comes, they're going to dump you as well. It never stops until you learn. Yeah. Yes. That's right, Mkhayiji. Dogs bark at a moving car. Keep on moving, John Walker. Keep on moving. So number 7, if you want to fix your life, go into war with yourself. If you want to fix your life, go into war with yourself. Look, people of God, if you want to fix your life, you want to change your life, the person you ought to war with is the person you see in the mirror. That person on the other side of the mirror is the person you have to war with. You see, I had to war with the other me, the me I saw in the mirror. I had to war with that person in order to be the person I am today. You must remember, when your flesh, the natural self, is used to a certain lifestyle, boy oh boy, it's gonna be difficult. It's gonna be difficult to let go of your old habits. It's gonna be difficult. Imagine if you are a womanizer. I'm telling you, it's gonna be difficult for you to stop doing that. It's gonna be difficult. Imagine if you are a thug. You've been living all your life by stealing money from other people. It's gonna be difficult for you to let go of that. It's gonna be difficult. But you must war with that person. You must war with that thug in you. You must war with that person in you who's doing the wrong stuff. You must war with that person who's always going after men, going after women. That person in you, that thief in you, that always wants to go out there and steal money. You must war with that person. You must fight with that person. You must fight with that person until you conquer that person. You must fight with yourself, the other person on the other side of the mirror, which is you. You must fight that person to stop drinking alcohol. You must fight that person because that person has gotten so used to drinking in such a way that it has become abnormal for them not to drink. You must fight that person. Fight it. Fight that thing. Fight that thing. If you want to fix your life, go into war with yourself. Yeah. Great stuff. Great stuff. Tsepang and Bongi. Kalipile says, it's said that people who are supposed to mentor us at times are the ones that hurt us the most. Thank you for being a true man of God, Baba Khoaripe. Please never be a bitter pastor who is prideful. But oh my God, the church is wounded. Sure, the church is wounded. That's another one. That's another one. Kalipile. You know, and I will challenge you on that one. I will challenge you on that one. Many times we tend to focus on us as members being hurt, but we never really get to focus on us wounding the servants of God. That's a challenge for you, Kalipile. Church members can really hurt the servants of God, and no one gets to really speak for the pastors, but it's always about the members. And one of the things that I've learned, Kalipile, thank you for actually commenting that way, because I'm helping you and I'm helping somebody here. One of the things I've learned about the members over the years is that when you bless them, they will tell about 1 or 2 people or 3 people at the most. But when they get hurt, they tell about 1,000 people. So there is no balance there. There is no balance there. And listen, church people will hurt you as a man of God. You see, I will not advise anyone to go into ministry unless they are called. I will never, because I know what it's like to be hurt by the people I spend my life praying for. I spend my life blessing. I spend my life trying to encourage. I spend my life trying to push higher. I know many people who have hurt me because of trying to do good in their lives. Church people are very sensitive, and the comment that you've shared, I'm saying to you, there's always a two-way. There's always a two-way. I'm not going to take it away from you that there are men of God who have hurt other people and all that. Probably other people have been hurt by myself as well. But just understand that the same way you are human, we are also human. And if you can hurt me That means I've got a potential of hurting you. But hurting each other does not mean we have to go separate ways. And you must get to a point of healing. Imagine how many people are healed by pastors, emotionally and otherwise. Imagine how many people are healed by pastors. But who heals pastors? Who heals pastors? Believe me when I say this to you tonight, Kalipile. Many pastors are wounded. Many pastors have been hurt by the very people they have been called to bless. So yeah, what you are mentioning has a ripple effect. Has a ripple effect. There's somebody out there is speaking the way you're speaking, but they are speaking as a pastor. So they've been hurt as well. So where do pastors go complain? If I was naive, I would take your comment and appreciate it, because you are saying I'm one of the great pastors, I must not be like the other pastors. If I was naive, I would be so glad, because it looks like you're praising me. But no, I'm not. I'm not, because I'm a pastor, and you're talking about pastors. I'm a pastor, and I know what pastors go through. I know what pastors go through. Some people will take you for a ride. Some people will take you for a ride. And we are faced with people, all they want is breakthroughs. All they want is their success. All they want is to do well and be great. They don't care about the pastors who are training them. They don't care. They don't care. There are very few people in the church who will help pastors build. There are many people are users. Many people are consumers. Many people have come to steal, to kill, and to destroy. That's what we are dealing with in the church. Many of our people are not accountable. Many of our people are not there to build with us. They are there because of what they want, and that's a challenge. That's a challenge. I'm giving you homework for you to think on, Kalipile. Think on those things. Don't be too quick. The Bible says before you can remove the speck in somebody else's eye, check the log in your eye. Ask yourself, are you playing your part as a church member and as a congregant in the church? Ask yourself, number one, are you playing your part? Or we are just going to put the blame on the pastor, on the men of God. Hey, these people, no. So yeah, I hope that helps you. And also don't be offended by my comment. I had to help you and to help somebody here. Debu Kholidwaba says, church people will not only hurt you, but they will also discredit you, kill you, bury you, and cry over you. You see the comment here? Kalipile. Look at what Debu is saying. This is what church leaders go through. If I were to ask my wife to comment here, my wife would write, a huge letter here of what we have gone through in the 8 years of ministry. People will hurt you. The people you are called to lead will hurt you. So yeah, I hear you, Baba. Thank you for sharing this perspective. We are Kulisa. Yes. Yeah. Of course, Mamela Kalipile, listen, you have to belong. This is the advice I'm giving you. You have to belong. You have to belong. True sons and true daughters don't have option B. True sons and true daughters don't have option B. We are dealing with a lot of people who have second options. And that is why people never last in churches. That's why people never last in churches, because people have got option Bs, and it's because of pride. It's because people cannot humble themselves. Yeah. And we are trying to show the one who has been sent to train us. We are trying to show them how to train us. Why do you call me a shepherd if I cannot shepherd you? So we are dealing with people who want to tell us how to shepherd them. That's the problem. And God saw it fit that you must be a shepherd and that you will be the sheep. But we have a problem with the sheep trying to lead the shepherd and trying to tell the shepherd what to do. That's a problem. It's a bigger problem. It's a bigger problem. That's what we are dealing with in the body of Christ. Yeah. Yes, yes. They share their lives, worth taking from their families in order to make sure that I'm not sure that what's that word, Debucho, is well taken care of. Yeah. So people of God, look, I always tread very slowly before I can point fingers. I tread very slowly. Before we can start saying so and so is like that, so and so is like this, I'm telling you, we must tread very slowly. Before you can see somebody else's too many mistakes, check where you are as well. Check where you are. But I'm telling you, if you can have a meeting or a private session with pastors, many pastors that you consider great, you'd be surprised to know the tears they've tried because of the church. Church will hurt you. Church will hurt you. The people that you are leading, they will form groups. They will form groups and they will discuss you in those groups. And they will paint you black, and they will say all negative things about you. While every Sunday they sit and they listen to you preach. They listen to you teach them. They are there to take the food. They take the food. During the week, they just bring you down. They paint you black. And, I'm sorry, I've just got sidetracked because I had to comment to Khoaripe there when he raised this comment, I got to digress from what we were talking about. And that's why we've gone over our time. So let's move over quickly to number 8. My wife says, let's see, comment by my wife. Khoaripe, Kumalo, all will be well. Actually, all is well. Never give up. Recalibrate yourself and focus on the main thing, God. That's the main thing. That's the main thing. That's the main thing. And that's a challenge, because we put servants of God on the pedestal in such a way that we end up losing the real reason why we came to church. So instead of looking unto God for everything that we are praying for, we look unto men of God for what we want. And when we don't get those things, then we start coming against the men of God. We start saying they are fake and all that. Who did you come for? Who did you come for in that church, number one? Because you came for God. You came for the God. The servants of God's sole responsibility is to lead you to Christ. They must train you to go to Christ yourself. That's the main idea. We are not there to train you to depend on us. We are there to train you to depend on God. But people have shifted their eyes from God and they've placed their focus on the servants of God. And when they don't get what they want or what they've been believing for, then they start coming against the servants of God. No, that's very wrong. That's very wrong. We are not dealing with God here. We are dealing with men of God, women of God. They are not God. They are servants of God. They are the carriers of what God has placed in their lives. And all they have to do is to train you to look unto him. Yeah. Number 8, the longer you stay on the wrong path, the more expensive it will become to fix your life. The longer you stay on the wrong path, the more expensive it will become to fix your life. So the sooner you change, the better. The sooner you change, the better. The longer you stay on the bad path, it's going to be very difficult and expensive to repair your life. There are many people that when they decided to stop getting up to no good, when they decided they were already in a big mess. Their lives were already messed up. You don't want to stop, living a promiscuous life while you are now, while you have been diagnosed with now a terminal disease. You see, so it's more expensive now to fix your life because you stayed for a very long time in the wrong path. So don't overstay in the wrong path. It will be very expensive for you to fix your life. And I mean, for some of us, we know, if you know of somebody who had to go to rehab, imagine somebody who had to go to rehab. You know, it's expensive, but it's something that they had to build over time. They did it over time. They got hooked into drugs. They got hooked into nyaope, all these substances. And now fixing their lives became more expensive because it's going to cost you money to go to rehab. It's a lot of money. And also drinking always and causing harm to your organs. You find that by the time you stop drinking already, your organs have packed up, your liver has packed up, and you have messed up your kidneys. You see? So always make sure that you don't stay long in the wrong path. Don't. Avoid the wrong path because it will be more expensive for you to fix your life. And number 9, if you wait for the perfect time to pursue your dreams, you may die without taking a shot at your dreams. Always move in the direction of pursuing your dreams. You've got to pursue your dreams. Otherwise, you will die before you realize your dreams. Number 10, I'm moving faster because I'm closing now. Number 10, fear will silence your gift if you allow it. Fear will silence your gift if you allow it. Great people like your Patrice Motsepe, these are people who went against fear. And one day he decided, I'm going to quit my job and I'm going to go into business. He started his business from his briefcase. If he allowed fear to silence him, he would not have realized his dream. He would not be a mining magnate today. But here's what I'm saying to you. Fear will silence your gift if you allow it. There are many people who are not moving any further because of fear. The last one, number 11, don't expect wisdom in the environment that almost destroyed your life. For those of us who have seen light, but we are now going back to the world, never expect to find wisdom where you started. You will never find it. You will always go back there for foolishness. Don't expect wisdom in the environment that almost destroyed your life. God bless you. Thank you so much for tuning in. I thank you. Thank you. If you have not yet shared the feed, remember to share the feed so that people that follow you can also listen to today's message. And I believe you're blessed by tonight. Before I let you go, if you have not yet invested in my book, The Call of God, it only goes for 200 Rand. You can purchase it from our website, www.blackiconic.co.za, or our church website, www.thehouseofprayerministries.co.za. It will bless you. It's a great resource, and I believe it will bless you. So thank you so much for tuning in. And I won't be seeing you next week. Next week, I'm not around. I will be hosting a revival for the week. If you are around Vosloorus or if you are in Vosloorus, please join me. I will be having a revival for the week, for the rest of the week next week at Vosloorus Old Age Home. Looking forward to seeing you. God bless you, and I'll see you week after next. God bless you.